Today, laptops have become one of the necessary accessories, which not accessories, gadgets, which you need for either working in home, or whether you're attending online classes, whether you're attending online webinars, or whether you're participating in some competitions, or you just want it for content creation, just like me, or whether you want it for any other reason. Basically, laptops have become an important tool for us. And while selecting a laptop, most of you will have the question, which laptop should you buy? Whether you should go for brand, whether you should check the specs, or whether you should check the deal, whether you should check the price. There are a lot of factors on which many people judge and buy their laptop of their needs, which they feel is good. And I'm your host Bhargav, and let's get started on this topic, shall we? Alright. While selecting a laptop, the first thing the consumer must check is his budget. That is obviously the point which you check first. No matter in whichever market you are, you still check the budget. Whether you are an American, whether you are any country citizen, you still check the budget. Yeah, it's one of the key factors which help you in planning your laptop for your daily needs. That doesn't mean you can put off how much ever you want by forcing someone else, or doing all unacceptable stuff to get the laptop. It's you can simply buy it with your own money, or you can ask your parents to buy it based on the budget. Next thing which you can tell, which you have to check, is the specs. Like, the many manufacturers do promote their laptops based on their specs. Like, although Apple doesn't do it, Apple's advertisements are different, but many brands do promote their products based on their specs. Like, for example, you take gaming laptops. Gaming laptops' key features are GPU, RAM, storage, and processor, and battery life as well. They do not tell you how thick the chassis is, or how much the webcam looks. They don't. They do tell you the key specs. The RAM is 8 gigs, or 16 gigs, or 4, or even 12, or 32, or even 64. That depends upon the manufacturer and the consumer's choice of the RAM he wants to opt for. The next thing, the next key feature is obviously your need. Like, what do you need the laptop for? Or what kind of laptop do you need? Do you want a laptop that is useful for professional use, or just for professional use, like attending meetings and doing some basic level software stuff? Or do you want a laptop that gives you both the professional use as well as it can game as well? Like the Asus ZenBook Pro Duo, wherein it is it looks professional. It is used for high content. It is content making, but it can game as well because it has a gaming GPU. Or do you want do you want a gaming laptop which can fill both of the needs, your professional as well as gaming? That's up to you. You have to select which one do you want. And the next one is the consumer needs to do some research. Yes, every consumer needs to do his or her research for the product, because it is important to do your research, because not many know about the laptops environment. Like, few people don't know what is the use of a graphic card, few don't know what even graphic card is, few people don't know what a processor is, a few people don't know the importance of it as well. Well, if you do some research, when you suppose think you go to a shop, the shopkeeper cannot force you to buy the laptop which he wants you to buy. You can judge the laptop which of his choice with the laptop which you want. You can check on your own without asking for anybody, so that you can make the ultimate choice. Your mind can make the ultimate choice and you can go for it. And you get the laptop which you want. Whether you like the shopkeeper, the one which the shopkeeper said, or whether the one which you like the most apart from the one which the shopkeeper said. Well, anyway, that's the tactics of business to give you the product which is in stock, because which is in more stock, because they want more profits. I'm not against that policy, but a little bit of research is needed to be done, because you cannot just simply go blindly and buy an electronic gadget which you are going to keep for 4 to 5 years. Few people even manage it for 7 to 8 years as well, if they have a flagship one. Few people opt for MacBooks which last for many years, like 5 to 6 years easily, because they come with top end specs. Few people buy a really costly laptop, gaming laptop, for their content creation, because it gives good RAM, good specs, and they also use it for making games. They also use it to stream as well. There are many streamers who stream on laptops which come with great specs. But in the end, it's up to you and your budget. The level of research you do impacts your budget planning as well. Suppose think that you want a laptop under 60,000 that knocks off these parameters: price, performance, and battery life. Well, how do you plan? First up, you check most of them will check for the brand. Well, I'm against this brand's policy, because when you're on a budget, when you're planning your budget, you need to check which product gives you the value for money. Although brand image is important for few people, I'm not against them, but just this is my opinion. Like, you need to get a laptop. I want all my viewers to get a laptop of their own choice that gives them the value for money. Suppose if you are spending 60,000, it should be worth 60,000. Like, for 60,000 in a normal desktop, if you take an example, you get good GPU, you get good processor, you could get storage, you get enough amount of storage. Like, you can throw in a 4 terabyte hard disk directly inside that. Although it's not possible in the laptops, it's possible only through SSDs, which are some in the flagship point of view. Let's leave that aside. But you get good GPU and good CPU, which are both important. Also, you do get good RAM, which these three are very, very important these days, because more and more applications are becoming used memory eaters. Like, they consume huge amount of memory, so much of the burden will fall on the CPU if you don't have a good GPU. Like VRAM, GPU gives you VRAM, and the load gets split between RAM and VRAM when you open Chrome, for example, which is a huge application which feeds on huge amount of memory. Although it's in size, it's not huge, it's 100 or 200 megabytes, it still eats up a lot of memory. In laptops, it can drain your battery as well. Like, for example, if you watch a movie in full HD, on the battery, if you don't have good battery life, you get a huge amount of decrease in battery percentage. Like from 100, you can get dropped down to 75. That's because manufacturers have made a compromise. Like for giving you a laptop for 60,000, they've made some compromises. For example, my laptop is MSI GF63 Thin 9 series, which comes with i5 9th generation processor, a GTX 1650 Max-Q GPU, which is a mobile version of GTX 1650. Although, if you don't have any idea about GPU, you can comment down below in the comment sections. And basically, it is a laptop that has few compromises. Though it gives you some decent amount of performance, it's still, to reduce its weight, they've made some compromises. First, the entire build is of plastic, and let me show you exactly. It's plugged in right here, and here you can see it's made up of plastic on the bottom, and you can see how thin this laptop is. So that's the compromise MSI has made to make this laptop little bit lighter. Like its weight is 1.86 kilograms, which is very less compared to today's gaming laptops, which come with 2 kgs to 2.5, like the Asus Tough series, which you get under 60,000. Well, this laptop was imported from US. Its price in US was 53,000, which is $692, and in India it's around 63 to 65. Well, in USA it is 53, so I felt it's a value for money. But I had to compromise on few aspects, like this laptop being so thin, like this, as you can see in the chassis, it still doesn't give proper heat spread. Like there's no proper heat spreading, because of which the chassis gets heated. That means the laptop gets heated because whenever I game or whenever I just use it for normal purposes. That's because there is no proper heat spread. In order to reduce that to some extent, at least I need to have some proper exterior, like a laptop cooling pad, or just directly sit under the AC. Well, most of you don't have ACs, so they'll go for laptop cooling pads. And in the end, how manufacturers lure you into their products is through marketing. The level of marketing, the amount they spend on marketing is really huge. Believe me, guys, the amount they spend on marketing a laptop is really huge. Although many people oppose that on online people do spend less. Yes, but you do get many ads on televisions. Take an example for iPhone. Apple has made so many advertisements, but for displaying them on television channels, Apple had to spend a lot of money. In terms of Apple's point of view, it might be less, but in practicality, it's huge. Not many people can spend that much for advertising their products. But using online platforms like Flipkart and Amazon, which are two major platforms in India, they do release their products online, and they use offline shops as well, because laptops are not mostly ordered online, they are mostly ordered offline, and many people purchase it offline in global scale. Because why, if you ask me? Because many people want to check exactly how their laptop looks like, because in the image they're all computer generated, they're not live images. Although they keep live images about the products, but seeing it live and seeing live images, there's a difference. So in the end, all I say is, if you want to purchase a laptop, do some research, check its specs, check whether it's value for money or not, check the consumer reviews if you're purchasing online. If you're purchasing offline, do use it because there is a demo piece that will be there, obviously, which because of which the shopkeeper will allow you to check the laptop. Anyway, that's been it. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and feel free to comment down below. And even on the social media platforms whose links have been given in the description below. And you can email. You can also mail me in the whose email ID is in the about page of my channel. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. And stay home, stay safe. Bye for now, guys.